Welcome back to Mic'd Up the Game Changer Edition. I'm Rachelle
And I'm Liz.
from TTB Media and Consulting. And today we are diving into the new season. So we are talking about how to grow your program specifically by using a sales and marketing tool, which is using a all-star packet. So Liz,
I can't believe we're going to talk about the new season. It's
I know, that's what I was
literally the
gonna say.
middle of competition season right now, but January's gone. It just
Honestly, February is half
disappeared.
gone.
No, I don't want to know that. It's going by so fast, but we're going to be marketing our new packets anytime now. So,
Well, you think
yep.
about it, like right now it's the middle of February. If you have tryouts in April, that's 2 months from now. If you have tryouts in May, that's 3 months from now. And you're wanting at least 8 weeks of actually promoting and marketing those dates.
Exactly. And that doesn't even include talking to the kids that are currently in your gym, the athletes that are still in your studio. Like, that's not even including them because their minds are on competition season. Some of them may not have even had competition yet. So we have two teams that haven't even had their first competition yet, and they're going to be a hard sell right now. But we still have to start, we have to focus on the fun of practice and then get your early bird pricing in. And, so because you gotta strike now, get them in.
I was gonna say that mine's the same. My U12 novice team competes next weekend, and then my U6 novice only goes to 2 competitions. They don't compete until 2 weeks from now.
Same as ours. Our U12 both compete March 1st. That'll be their first one of the season. They go to one other one 3 weeks after that, and then they just have our year-end showcase.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is though, like, there are a lot, like, your all-star kids, they're thinking about next season, right? The families are thinking about next season. The other thing too is, like, your people who are in your rec classes right now, if you have a rec cheer, if you have a winter rec team, a pre-comp team, they're thinking about next season because they have a much shorter time. Like, I know, Liz, you're starting an 8-week rec team. Like, that one is a quick turnaround.
It is a super quick turnaround. It's a very short routine. It's designed for beginners. But the nice thing about that little 8-week rec team, it performs at our year-end showcase. So it gives them like a big event. It's not a big event. It's just us, but it gives them a big event, and anybody from our gym can be on that team. So we have seasonal teams, right? But they're novice. So while we can offer it to our full year novice kids to cross over, we can't offer it to prep. We can't offer it to elite because they go to the same competition. Whereas the rec team, you're on an elite team and you want to come have some fun, get a little bit of extra training, show other kids all the stuff you know. That's what the rec team is for, right? So yeah, it's a fun
I love
one
that too, because right, like, it's just like relaxed and you have fun, and like being able to also see those competitive teams and see like the skills that they're doing, or if you have different levels in your gym, them seeing like, oh, this is what a level 2 team looks like, or like, oh, the level 4 team does this like really cool flip. Like at my gym, the open level 4 team is sister teams with the U6 novice, which is really, really cute because they're the oldest and the youngest in the team or in the gym. And so I coached the U6 novice. So I got a video from the open team, and it was them doing a bird front and like catching them. And they said, congratulations on your full out and getting your music. And the U6 novice kids were so excited. They were like, whoa, she did a flip. And like, can we watch it again? And they were like, wait, like, how did they know that we did our full out with our music? Like, they were so excited about that. And that's a great way for those little, like, what are those experiences really make it unique? Like, what makes your gym unique? What makes those, like, that personal touch, even down to sister teams and like, even like the rec team, like my U12 rec team practices right after the U12 novice. And so they see the U12 novice doing all these really cool things. And like, I'm already talking about next season. Like, oh yeah. Okay. So like at the year end showcase, you're going to get to see this. And then tryouts are like 2 weeks later, and starting that conversation early, just having that organic, like, word of mouth also helps a lot in terms of the sales and marketing.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Like it's amazing to me how many people you can start talking to about next season right now. Like even without your packet, even without that information, you can still start talking about the difference in the streams that you offer, the difference in the competitions you may go to, the difference in levels. Like start that education piece now so that when your packet is ready to go, it can just be, hey, go. Let me know if you have any questions. How can I get you registered? Like just that sale is there, really, is what it is. But how do you get from that conversation to this full packet when you're in the middle of competition season? If you have, whether you are in dance or you are in gymnastics or you are in cheer, we are all right smack in competition season. And as a gym owner, I am very blessed to have some amazing coaches on my team, and they coach all of our teams. But I still don't have time to put together an entire packet. Like I just don't, right? Like I have to have that. It's got to be done for me. I can supply all the information. I can do the figures because that's my job as the gym owner, is to figure out the budget and figure out how much it's going to cost for families and, how much choreography is going to cost and start booking all of those things. But there's not a lot of time in the day, even when you think you have a lot of time, But that packet, once it's done, makes it super easy to get information out.
Yeah. So for
Yeah.
gyms, like how has your packet evolved over the year?
Oh my goodness.
Because like I think like how you started is so like there are so many gyms that are at there right now, and like how it's changed over the years is so important. What is an all-star packet and what did yours used to look like?
Like let's not even talk about the first couple of years because there was no all-star packet. We didn't even charge for travel coaching fees. We literally charged people competition fees, not even like adding in a fee for doing all the work behind it. It was literally if the competition company charged us $50 for an athlete, we charged back $50 for an athlete. Like the fact that we did that, I yeah.
We live and we learn. We live and we
Oh,
learn.
we do. We absolutely do. And year 1 and year 2 are very different from year 11 and year 12, right? We learn more, we grow more, our businesses become more. We can offer more. So in the first couple of years, we really didn't even have a packet. We just said, this is how much your tuition's going to be. It included the uniform at the time. And competition fees. So we did an all-inclusive. That was very important for me. I wanted to be able to do all-inclusive because we came from a different sport where you were constantly getting hit fee after fee after fee. And just when I thought it was all done, it's like, oh, and by the way, here's another $200 you have to pay and another 200. And I was just, so for me, it was very important. So I had the figure ready to go, but there was no packet. There was no booklet. There was no piece of paper. Like it wasn't even, it was in-person conversations. And then we get into seasons 4 and 5. And now we have it on a sheet of paper. Now we have it on a nice little A4, 8.5 by 11. Here you go. Still all inclusive.
It was created in Word document.
Exactly. Put it on colored paper because that made it fancy, like we're dating ourselves for that, but really that,
you know what? It was a great day though. The like pink, the blue color, like we had like green at one point.
We did, because it depended on what we wanted to talk about, right? Competitive cheer was an orange piece of paper. Recreational cheer and tumbling was a blue piece of paper. Yeah.
But it also like helped you distinguish them, right? Which is like as it evolves, that then looks a little bit different, right?
Yeah. And then once we got into like seasons 6, 7, 8, now we started to put together a little booklet, just a couple of pages, gave more information. That then evolved into, oh my goodness, we went the total opposite end of the spectrum and gave a beast of a booklet. It was like, oh my gosh, it was like
22 pages or something.
Pages.
Yeah.
It was huge. It was way too much information. It was all of the information is what it is. And every time we thought of something else, oh, we should put this in here. No, we're literally just overwhelming people. So we went from nothing to a single sheet of paper to a couple pieces to this huge, like I could have probably published it as a book. It was so big. And now we've pared it down. What we offer now, we offer a booklet a digital one. So we will print it off for somebody if they would prefer a paper copy, but we don't automatically do that now. We used to. Everybody got a paper copy. That was a color paper copy, but now they get a digital copy. They can get it right from our website. We can email them. All of these kinds of things in that booklet are the like, when is my child going to practice? How much is it going to cost me? When are the competitions? Where are the competitions? Is there anything else I need to know? How do I register? So
Yeah.
all those points. And that brings it down, because we also talk about like tumbling and stuff. I think we've got it down to about 7 pages.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's one page that talks about like our program and like our core values to introduce like who we are.
yeah,
But yeah, and it really like even more so like there's one page that is literally like what are the steps? Here are the 5 steps to join a team.
yeah, exactly.
And for the taking it from this really big package into a small package, we've actually taken all of that information and put it into a competitive handbook that is like it's a big chunky thing,
Yeah,
but it gets sent to families after they've registered. Like
exactly.
here's all of the details
Yeah,
that you need to know because
exactly.
they don't need to know that initially. Like your packet needs to be a sales and marketing tactic of like, here's our program, here's why you should join us, here's kind of like making sure it's the right fit for your family, and then here's how to register.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, we also still offer a one pager, and the one
Yep.
pager breaks down the different streams. So when a parent says, I don't know the difference between novice and prep, we can have that in person conversation, or we can answer their questions in an email and give them this one page. That one page is also great when we go do our one off events outside of the gym. It's like a takeaway that they can have with them. So it still gives a little bit of information. We use dollar sign symbols rather than dollar amounts to give them an idea. So kind of like, when you search for a restaurant and you have the dollar signs to let you know how expensive your meal is going to be. We do that on our little one page. So seasonal novice, has like a single dollar sign kind of thing. So they know, the seasonal novice is going to be less expensive than the elite. And then we can have that open conversation. We can talk about skills that we recommend. We can talk about upselling tumbling classes, all that kind of stuff. But in the meantime,
Yep.
they have this single sheet of paper that they can take home and go, which one? Which one do we think? And then have more conversation about it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
On that one page too, we also put a car if it's within driving distance of 2 hours. We put a little bed if it's you require a hotel stay most likely, and we put an airplane if it's like requiring a flight, whether that's out of province, out of country. So that way
Yeah.
they can see it right away. Like, okay, these are not an option for us. Like, I don't want to travel out of province. I don't want to travel out of the country. Okay, these are my team options.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The other
It's
thing you talked about was adding
really
in the tumbling aspect. So, in your gym, for some of your teams, tumbling is mandatory and for some it is recommended. So, for putting that tumbling information, it also gives them that information right away. Like, oh, here's an expectation. Here's what that will look like.
right. We also put in a general idea of what their tumbling options are. So whether they want a class, semi-private, a Fab Four, my favorite. It's also the most popular in our gym. Go figure. But yeah, so it puts those in there as well. It's not necessarily all of the information about that, but it does give them their tumbling options that they can choose. And yeah, this year we go back and forth year to year. Do we make tumbling mandatory? Do we include it in their fees? With that, they are charged for it, but it's included in their fees, so they don't have another payment coming out. And so we've gone back and forth for quite a few things. This year, what we did is we just made tumbling mandatory, and then the parents could choose where they wanted their athlete to be, how they wanted their athlete to be participating in tumbling, whether it was a class or a semi-private or whatever it is. So, and that seems to be working the best for us. So our elite teams and our prep teams, tumbling is mandatory. Novice teams, it is not mandatory. It's recommended. All of them get discounts. So the novice athlete will get the exact same discount that an elite athlete will get, even though for them it's optional and for the other one it's mandatory, but they still pay the same price. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think that's like it's made very clear. Like this is the expectation is that when you join a team, this is the tumbling. here's your tumbling options, but this is the teams. These are the expectations so that when they go into it and they're looking at, is this the right fit for my family? That's also considered, right? And then you're not getting into tryouts. You're like, oh, I love this kid on an elite team. And they're like, yeah, no, we want novice. Like, and we're not budging on that.
Yeah. Or you have families brand new to the sport that don't quite understand what's involved, and they don't understand that there are competition fees, there are uniform fees. So these packets and the little flyers, when they put, this is what your monthly tuition is, this is approximate uniform cost, like to get that information to them before they register makes a difference in their comfort level and in their staying power. Because the last thing you want is for somebody to join in September and then come January, when they finally decide I can't actually afford this, now you're in competition season and you're either trying to replace an athlete or you're changing your routine because now you have a hole.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing you can include is I call it like the unique section or like the experience section, but like what makes your program unique? What makes it like different from the gym down the street? Because there are families for every type of program. Like the family that you have may be very different from the family that is at the gymnastics club down the street, that's at the dance studio in the next town. So, what are those things that people are like, that would be really cool for my kid to be able to do, right? Is it that you have like certain things for full year teams versus half year teams? Is it that they get to go to a banquet? Is there things that you do within your elite teams, like your worlds teams that have those special experiences? Or is it the fact that like you're introducing everyone to the sport? You're an inclusive space. Those things really differentiate families. Like they're a family that wants a highly competitive experience that is pushing to the max of every skill is likely a very different family than a family that is fun, inclusive, wants not a very like competitive is not the word I want to use, but like high pressure environment. Two very different families, right? So being able to
Very
say like,
different.
yeah, and making sure those families are the right fit for your gym also helps you keep families long term.
Yeah. And the other thing you'll find is that even families don't know. Even families, they'll come in brand new to the sport. They'll do 1 year with you. Maybe you're the all inclusive space that's fun. You want the kids to make friends. You want your athletes to have fun at competitions. You still want them to do well. It's not that you don't care, but it's a different kind of atmosphere as the gym that does intense training to the point where, I mean, we've seen it on some of the cheer shows, the athletes they're not doing well during warm-ups kind of thing, but even families coming into your gym for the first time and they're brand new to the sport may not know what they want. They'll do a year with you thinking, I want my child to have fun and make friends. And then their child just gets that bite and they're just like, I want more. So, maybe they stay for a second year to hone more skills, and then maybe they move on to the gym or the dance studio down the road because they want competitive. Like maybe you're a dance studio that doesn't even offer competitive, and you're there to show your love of ballet or tap or acro or something like that, and get them interested in that sport and falling in love with it, and kind of like helping them on their way, like watching them graduate from your program, into the next step kind of thing.
Which I think is such like a good way to think about it. Like they're moving in their journey, but like they're graduating. Like that's not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing as like when you finish high school, like you go to university. Like that's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah. We've had athletes in our gym that have gone on to post-secondary, and they go on to the post-secondary teams, and that's such a thrill for us because those university teams are so high level. And to think that our little gym, like the highest level team we've ever had is level 3, and these athletes are moving into level 6 to when they're at university. I mean, now we have level 7. At the time we didn't, but it's pretty wild to watch them do that and succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the final thing to make sure that you include in your packet is a call to action. So whether or not that's book an info session with someone on your team, like a one-on-one call or like a Zoom call to go over it, if they need to purchase a team deposit, whether that's an early bird or a regular, and making sure that those dates are really clear, tryouts and all the things, like even after tryouts, like if you're still accepting athletes, making it clear in that packet of how do you still join? Like we accept
Last way
athletes
to
until this
register.
date. Yeah, right? Like, And then the other thing is making sure that those packets match your gym. So like using your colors, using your branding, using photos, making sure that if your program is also showing the different aspects of your program. So maybe it's not just competitive photos. Maybe it's photos from spirit days. Maybe it's photos from the Santa Claus parade, the year-end showcase, like all those things, and even including photos of parents. Right?
Yeah.
Parents want to be involved in a community, so show them what your community is. So at competition, do your parents dress up to the nines in like sparkly sequin
Oh my
jackets?
gosh,
Do they?
I love those photos.
You know,
When we go to competition and we come across a cheer gym where the parents are like, they go all out. They like dye their hair. The dads do mohawks. Like I absolutely love it. Like their athletes must just freak out with excitement. Our parents, they're amazingly supportive. They don't go as far as wearing mascot costumes,
yeah,
but you can tell a Pegasus parent, they've got we've got beads that we give them, like Mardi Gras beads. They wear those. They wear gym colors. Some of them will wear their. We gave out heart shaped glasses one year. Some of our parents still have those. They like pop them on their head and they'll wear them. So yeah, I always
yeah.
love that.
But that's
That's
like
awesome.
such a good like experience for like that's something that your gym like loves to do or your parents love to do. Include that in the packet, right? Because that's like that fun family focused environment where it's like, yeah, I want to be a part of that. Like that looks so much fun.
One of my favorite photos that we have of parents is a group of parents that met here at the gym. There were 4 couples. They met here at the gym. Their kids were all on the same team. And of course, I mean, they're upstairs in the fan zone watching the kids and they just start talking. One of my favorite photos, they were playing cards upstairs. This core group of 4 couples became best friends in the gym, and they would play euchre. It was like their social time.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great because we talk about the kids making friends, but the parents make friends too. So I love using that photo.
Yeah. And that's just like a easy way where it's not a super intense way that like it's one photo, but that photo can speak a lot about your culture. And so like use that in your marketing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about how to actually use things, right? So how do you use your packet for marketing? So Liz, what is your like number one, you have a packet, what do you need to do
I
next?
don't know what you mean.
Like
Probably
what
not the only one. I mean, this is why people are watching this, right? Like, wait, what do I
exactly?
do with the packet?
This is actually, I asked Liz this question the other day and we had the same response. And I was like, no, like, we just talked about this. You got to put the packet on your website.
Okay, well, now I know the direction that you're thinking. I do know what to do with the packet. I was just like physically, like I don't understand.
You know what? Some people want to print them all. They could print them and put them at their front desk.
So we do a couple of things with our packets. So we have an early bird release where we do an early bird deposit, which guarantees them early bird pricing. If you're unsure what early bird pricing is, please send us a message because I would love to introduce you to early bird pricing. It's amazing. Same with deposits. Love those as well. Just kind of shows you where your numbers are heading for the next season. Yeah, so we release the packet. We talk it up. We talk it up in social media. We talk it up to our parents, in our band pages, all that kind of stuff. But we release it through email marketing. It goes out that way. We put it on our website. We have a little pop-up that comes up on the website, like click here for, season 13. Oh, season 13. Season 13 team information. So we just basically like put it out there, like our posts. Click here for more information. We'll do we'll do an ad that takes them to the opt-in page on our website to collect their information, and then it automatically sends them the packet. So now this is the pared down packet. Again, we don't send the full packet out. We don't want to overwhelm people. We want people to get a couple of pages of information to start the conversation and maybe register, but at least start the conversation for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing is like having that opt in on your website. You're able to market to those people afterwards. And that also allows you to grow your list of people. So, of those leads, of those prospects, allow automated emails to sell the packet for you. So, the first one is here, hey, download the packet. The next one is, hey, I saw you downloaded it. Here's a little bit of information about our program. Then a next one is, hey, here's a little bit more about our teams and the type of teams that we offer and the experience that we provide. And on the last little bit there, now you're selling it, right? So now
Yep.
it's, hey, register for tryouts, make sure to book your assessment clinic. Or if you're not at the, like, you don't have those registration links yet, it's purchase your down payment or book a call with a team member to talk about the program, right? Do you have questions? Let's book a free 15-minute call where there's no obligation for you to register. You don't have to purchase a team deposit, but like, let's just chat. What's the best option for your family?
We like
Like Liz
offering a gym
said,
tour as well. We like doing a gym tour as well.
yeah,
Like with
gym
the
tours.
like book a call, send us an email. We're like, book a gym tour. Come check it out. Come talk to us. Come see the facilities. What are you looking for? Yeah.
Yeah. The other
We
thing
love
that we do, like Liz said, is we'll run a Facebook ad. So we'll put paid advertising behind it. We typically don't put Google advertising unless it's for a specific thing, just because most people in our area are not searching cheerleading teams, cheerleading tryouts. But if you're in an area that is highly populated by families or by gyms that are giving cheerleading information out, then Google Ads might be a good option for you. But with
I
the
highly recommend Google Ads for dance studios and gymnastics
yes,
clubs for sure.
yeah,
Yep.
and it's targeting it very differently, right? Like in the words that you use, like it's using those things like taking your competitive experience to another level, have tumbling skills, like use those on the mats under the stage lights. Gymnastics is a very individual sport within it, so you can also play on that side of it of like team aspect, using those skills, different ways that you can go about that. But with the Facebook ads, what you can also do is run a lead ad, which most people get a little nervous about because there's a little bit more steps to setting it up. But a lead ad is a really great opportunity to be able to get their name, their email, and even like their child's name or date of birth, so you can put them on they know what team is on, and then they can download the packet right away from there, making sure though that is then connected to your email marketing system so they can go into it and then get those automated emails like we just talked about. The other really nice thing is that because you have their information, that they're more warm, right? They're a warmer lead,
They're
they're
cool.
interested in it. Yeah,
They're
yeah,
cool. They're
they're
cool,
part of the
not
cool
cool.
kids. Yeah. So yeah, with that, like they've shown interest, and now you can send them emails that are tailored to them. Hey, just a heads up, we have 1 month till tryouts. Hey, 2 weeks till tryouts. Have you secured your spot? Trials are happening tomorrow. Today's the last day to register. That sort of thing. Like that's a big one, is like after tryouts. Like if you're accepting people after that, send out emails about it, right? I know, Liz, that you accept athletes on full year teams, most of your full year teams, until the end of the summer.
We do, actually, because we don't do choreo right away. Our elite teams will do choreo. So the elite teams will cut off right as soon as the teams are set. We have made exceptions in the past. The person would need to have experience. We have to have a uniform ready to go for them because their competition's sooner. So there's a little bit of play, but we don't advertise that. So it's the elite teams cut off right away. Our prep teams go all the way through until I think it's like we say mid-August, but that's because we take a 2-week break at the end of August. So technically the first week of September, because I don't have practices in between. Same with the novice teams, same idea. They go through to the end of summer, and then we have our seasonal novice. So those are our half year teams. And depending, we usually take kids on those teams. They don't start till September, and we'll take kids until Thanksgiving. And then after that it's cut off. So,
Yeah.
because really
There's like
reality
lots of
is
different ways.
you have choreo, right? And it's sometimes it's easy to add a person and sometimes it's not. So,
No.
in order to give the team the best chance at success, you have to have a cutoff date. There was one year I was still taking athletes in November, but
Put
it
them
was
on.
our open team. So they're all adults. I kind of played with it a little bit more. It was quite the challenge. So I would not do that again.
Yeah. And it's also like sometimes you need an extra front or something to be able to
Yeah.
like make it work. So you have some discretion within that. Allows you to promote your other programs without pulling all these people in a different direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so then what is the best way to design these packages? Like is there an easier way to be able to do it?
There,
Because
I
for a lot of
mean,
people, like they don't have the marketing or like design skills. And so like maybe they're at the point where like they have a Word document and they're looking for like a little bit more, like how do I add photos to it?
They're they're that's not a sentence. There are a lot of options, way more options than when we first started. If you have someone in your gym that you trust with figures and you feel like they could design a nice little package for you, if you have the time yourself to do it, I don't know about you guys, but like I said in the beginning, I do not have time to design my own packet. You can use, like, we're a huge fan of Canva. Like, not to push anything, but I love Canva. It's an option. Word doc, PowerPoint. There are so many programs out there. Honestly, me personally, like, I don't want to plug it, but we have an all-star packet. I use that every year. Every year,
Yeah.
I grab it every single year. It's fresh, it's exciting. I literally just put the dollars in and put photos in, and it's the easiest for me. Takes like a half hour, which,
And it's like, it's on our
yeah.
website, and it's so ttbmedia.ca. And then you can choose the product section. And it's under all products or it's under templates. And it's only $20. So we designed it specifically for that reason. And it gives you lots of different layouts and functions to be able to plug your information in. But the goal was for gym owners to use the packet and put it out in 30 minutes. And that's really for all of our products. That's the goal, is for gym owners and studio owners to be able to use it, actually use it, not just like purchase it and put it in like their back pocket for like hopefully another day, but like use it in that moment, launch it in 30 minutes and start getting registrations, because that is a big difference in, I am hoping to get this amount of athletes and this is my goal for next season and I want to hit it, right? And that's,
And
it's using intentional tools, and that's what that was designed.
and it's so easy to use. Like, I mean, I know I was talking about like, oh, I just fill in the amounts. I actually don't even do that. I give the amounts to whomever I've delegated this to. So I've delegated it to our marketing. I've delegated it to our coach. I've delegated it to an admin. It's that easy to use, which is why I use it.
And it's also important because like the information that's going in those packages is not confidential. That's all the information that should be going out to your parents.
Yeah,
So it's also okay to delegate it, right? Like,
exactly.
and also
Yeah.
it's hard because as a gym owner or gym manager, there are so many things and everything seems important. Everything seems like, oh, I need to deal with it right now. Or like, we were actually just talking about this before we started the podcast, but like everything is a fire, but some fires are a small fire contained in a fire pit with a little protection that
With
really
a water
isn't a
bucket.
fire.
With a water
Yeah.
bucket sitting beside it. It is not a fire you have to worry about.
This is one of those fires you don't have
Yes.
to worry. It's in a fire pit. It's contained. There's a bucket of water. Like, there are options for you to make it easier. You don't have to just try and do it all yourself. There are lots of options for that. And like we mentioned, we have a template on our website. It's $20 Canadian, super easy to edit in Canva.
Which,
And then you publish it and put it on your website and start getting registrations.
it's honestly, it's less than $15 US.
Yeah,
Less than
so easy.
$15 for our US friends. Like, I'm just saying, for $15, and all you have to do, and you don't even have to have photos. You can use stock photos. You can use designs. You can use like shapes. You can put whatever you want in there if you don't want to use photos. We recommend photos. But I mean,
Yeah.
for 15 US, 20 Canadian, and it saves you hours of work.
Okay, so one last step for people to do before we end off on this podcast is our task for you. After you've listened to all this stuff, right? We've talked about it. We want you to go back and actually, if you have a packet, let's start there first. If you don't have a packet, let's create a packet, right? Let's create that selling and sales aspect. 2, if you have a packet, go back and check it out. Is it information? Like, is it just information, or does it actually sell your program? Does it encourage people to take an action? That's the number one thing. Make it work for your program, not just give that information. Or if it's like 25 pages, let's cut it down so that it's easier for people to consume.
Is it overwhelming? Is a person reading through the first 4 pages of when my grandmother was a child and lived in southern Italy? Yeah, we don't need all that information.
No. Yeah, so like really just like look at it. Is it easy? And remember that all-star packet might be the first impression a family gets. So, how are you making it count so that you can convert them and get them into your program and show them how amazing you are?
Make sure it matches your brand. If your brand is fun and quirky and a little bit dorky, if your brand is super serious and go, 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 just make sure it matches your brand.
Because that is what's going to be for those new families or even like those families who are coming back. They're making sure and they're using that packet to make sure it's the right fit, right? And we want families that are the right fit because that's how we're going to grow and scale our program. So that is all that we have for today. Make sure if you have any questions, send us a message on social media or send us an email at help@ttbmedia.ca. But other than that, I'm Rochelle,
And I'm Liz.
and we will see you next time.
Bye.